They have the Xbox deal that's like happening, not happening.
Yeah, that shit's ridiculous because they just turn out a game every single fucking year.
Yeah, and it keeps on. It's successful. Do you have the trailers put up, by the way, Carson?
No, but I can get.
How are we 20 seconds in? Thank you, StreamYard.
It's just a Survivor and Bad Batch, right?
Yeah.
Easy day for you.
Easy day. Yeah, your computer's not upset at you.
We're doing Survivor first or Bad
Let's
Batch?
do Survivor first.
Who got voted off this week?
Finale. Survivor 43 finale this Wednesday.
It's already finale. You just had a finale. It's celebration.
I did. Yes, that was in April.
You can see clips of it in the vlog.
You could see clips of it in Nathan's blog. Please like and subscribe. Hello, guys. Nathan, we're here.
Yeah. What's going on?
Are we gonna do our introductions? Are we gonna do that? Are we
He's busy Crash Bandicooting. He can't.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? Fucking.
Punch it!
I am playing Crash Bandicoot. What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode number 80 of Hyperspace Hive. Finally hit that threshold, baby. Only 20 more before we're canceled. That being said, I'm just kidding. I hope. Joining us today, we got Evan.
We hit episode 80, the tail end, the end of 2022, before the holiday break starts. I'm so proud of us. We went through a lot of episodes of Andor, Tales of the Jedi, a lot of other shit. It was a great year for Star Wars. Can't wait to dive into Jedi Survivor. That was a fun trailer amidst a great Game Awards this past Thursday. I had a great time watching that, all 2.5 hours.
I only got the snippets of it. Flute guy, and then some guy gets arrested at the end. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but
that was a wild. It was a fun time. Good job, Jeff Keighley, whatever your last name is. And then Bad Batch finally, Star Wars was like, oh yeah, we have a show coming out in 3 weeks.
I called it. I called it. When we were on the
did.
pod last, I said
The
there's got to be a trailer like tomorrow, right? And then
I think you called it like our commentary on Paranormal Activity 2.
Yeah, because I'm like, we are 4 days ago and this trailer came out.
Exactly. So
and, and like basically almost exactly a month away, or 3 weeks or whatever.
So yeah, that's me, Evan. Glad to be here.
Yes.
Nathan, feeling it today.
Other person that's here, me. Equally excited to talk about these two things. It feels weird that Andor is over and we no longer have a show to talk about, but Bad Batch is literally right around the corner, so we're gonna get into that. Not too much new footage, which I'm happy about actually, because we also learned that we're getting 16 episodes. I think same as season 1.
Same as season 1, yeah. 16 episodes.
Just a little bit differently. But we'll get into that in the news segment. But yeah, I'm super pumped for both these things. Survivor looks like a worthy sequel and different mechanics going on because there's a lot of gameplay in this trailer, and I'm excited to talk about that.
Yeah, mostly gameplay focused rather than story, which was fine by me. Mm-hmm. I'm always curious to see the gameplay more so than the story, at least in the marketing, because I already know I'm going to buy the game regardless of the story. So I'm excited to see. What the story is like implicating via the trailer, but I want to get sorted on the gameplay because I know the story is going to be good. I had a blast with the first one in terms of gameplay and story, and I think this one's going to be really good and different. We're deeper into like that in between 3 and 4 stage, so I'm curious to see where this goes.
I did it, Joe. I beat the level. All right, back to the podcast.
Finally.
Oh god, what sucks about this game is like whenever you miss boxes, they count however many boxes you missed, and they just throw them over Crash's head. Yeah, I just feel like I'm abusing this fucking Bandicoot. Like, oh, I'm so sorry, Crash.
He's fine. Just turn it off and turn it back on. It's fine.
That's if you don't understand. It's every level. He has brain damage. Is why he doesn't speak.
No.
This poor boy. Look how they massacred my Bandicoot.
Should make that meme. I'm sure it exists.
Now, I mean, honestly, Crash is a fucking rage game, man. That's something we would have fun streaming. But yeah, so episode 13 of Andor, Wild.
So good, dude.
Can you believe they got the Madman did it? Luke Skywalker,
Oh gosh.
age 15.
Oh gosh.
Nathan Hamill stepping in.
Oh, too funny. But let me share my screen.
Yeah, I was just like buying time.
There we go.
Music, be quiet. ESRB.
Here we go.
I always click back to see if there's a lag, so I'm like watching through the StreamYard tab.
I was betrayed. Is he ex Jedi? Is that what you guys are feeling here?
Yeah, I think so.
Star Killer, right?
Star Killer. How long have we been in there? Ooh, good
Magna Guard.
gameplay.
Better force abilities.
I wonder if we get to fly the.
I think so. Because remember in the first game, it was always just cut to the.
Yeah, and what is this? Like a library area?
Yeah, I think
To me, it looks like they're building like up a new archives.
I think I saw a Zephyr message. Fuck yeah, Mount.
That's cool. I
That's
cannot wait
cool. Very Zelda-esque and Horizon.
This shit's insane.
Remind our friend here why his kind are supposed to be.
Great voice acting in that guy.
Ah,
Two lightsabers.
Ooh,
Independent movie.
I can't wait to
Dual
spam
stance.
this guy.
Oh shit!
Wampa.
Fuck! That guy's dead. New droid enemies. I like that.
Where's Gideon?
Dude,
Wow.
that's so cool. The turn and then
Yeah.
that's got to be a new skill tree thing.
Damn. New ally. I like this.
Hey. He's the villain, isn't he?
I swear to God, this is so cool.
That's great.
Okay, cow.
Like it's so
Oh.
smooth.
Look at our boy.
Oh, I didn't realize that was both lightsabers.
Those are definitely High Republic rules.
You think?
As long as we fight.
Damn, that's tough. This is one of my favorite. That
my
force
God.
like pull jump
Force,
and then this
grapple
thing right
hook.
here.
Fighting down, cross guard, lightsaber. That's awesome.
Hope survives.
Again, new droid enemies here.
Yeah.
New kill animations. March 17th confirmed. 1 week
So,
after
the novel
comes
Comes out.
I think the novel was like March 12th or March 9th,
Yeah.
something like that.
Crazy. 4 years gone.
How has it been 4 years already? That's insane.
When did we play this? Lockdown?
Or three, I guess 3.5. 3.5 because it came out in November, December 2019, right?
Look at our first look at 2019 celebration.
Yeah.
That's crazy, yeah.
God.
Yeah, this was a good reveal trailer.
Yeah, it's. I'm very curious. Like, I'm loving this franchise that like it lets characters exist outside the main plot line, but along the same thing. And I'm liking that it's not so far. I mean, obviously we had fucking Vader in the first game, but
Super connected.
Spoiled in thumbnails around the globe.
But you know what I mean? Like it looks like equally as spanning, and there's lots of stuff going on, and it's not just the main events. And I love that each of these characters we're going to get to know more and do all that. I don't know. I love the story so far. So the gameplay looks equally as cool as well.
Yeah, so at the end of the first game, he had the data on like Force hidden Jedi, but then he crushed it. So because he was like,
Let them form their own destiny.
let them form their own destiny.
I still
now we
think
have-
it's going to have implications, though. I think.
But what was the data card? The villain said like, now that we have this, and he was holding like a data card. Like, does he have information on hidden Jedi now? The villain. What's his deal? Is he from the High Republic era? That'd be interesting. I say High Republic because it looks like the Rogue. Somebody tweeted that out, and then Matt Martin tweeted out like, "Hey, High Republic's having a good day," because there was like the Acolyte leaked photos, and then
It's all very interesting. And then my biggest thing is, what is Cal's goal going to be in this? There's that line with remind me of the other main character. What's her name?
Cal Seer, yeah.
Seer. She's like, you're on. I hear you're becoming on the Empire's biggest hit list or whatever.
Can we go back?
So, yeah, I can go back.
Yeah,
It's like here. Yeah, here we go. I hear you're busy making yourself the Empire most wanted or whatever. So, like, how does he... I mean, obviously we know how he feels about, like, rebellion and stuff, but the first one was more about discovery, I would say, and then
discovery, shaking off the shackles of like his past,
of the
like,
past.
Yeah,
And
so
so
much guilt.
what is his forward path look like here?
This kind of looks like this one where we saw that. Can you go to the shot right before this one?
This?
Yeah, who's that on the far right?
No idea. Are they like? Is this still part of Zepho? Are they acolytes of Zepho? Or...
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, it might be like an apprentice or something, or somebody helping out. Poor stormtrooper.
Wonder what plans for it. And the visuals here look gorgeous in terms. Like, pause right there. Like, just that whole landscape right there looks way more massive than what we've seen on the first game. So hopefully the level design has more verticality and more like landscapes in the first game. The first game had some awesome levels, but it felt very much just like samey at times.
Once you got, it's like same layout, different place type of thing.
Exactly, yeah. And Seer's design here, shaved her head, looks more like a monk. I like that,
dude.
I like
more animals. That's what I'm excited about.
Pause it here.
This looks like I was trying to like remember if I saw these symbols.
So
somewhere.
Alex Star Wars Explained said the guy on the right is a, I forget the word he used, but like if you've seen Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the Tarkovsky version, there's that alien creature, like the Scourge. You know what I'm talking about, Nathan?
Mm-hmm.
Scourge.
Yeah.
Like the alien that's super hard to kill. He recently showed up in Dr. Aphra. Dr. Aphra issue. It's a recent issue in the War for Bounty Hunters, but he showed up and he's like a super hard alien that's hard to kill. That's a different character than this guy, but they could be part of the same species where they wear this armor to become more humanoid, but regardless, they are very hard to kill. They're basically unkillable.
Like sort of a Grievous type, but
they're unkillable. Like the only way to kill them is to cut off their head because their brain's the only part that doesn't regenerate or something like that. So,
or are they a demon?
But they're a very formidable alien species. So I wonder if that's just a theory because like the guy's armor and everything. The guy on the left, I have no idea. It seems like
they don't look like Inquisitors or anything.
No, they seem just like bounty.
They seem like the same type of bounty hunters from the first game.
Yeah.
But that guy was talking to our main villain, so.
Find our friend.
Who is our main villain?
The guy in the tube.
In the robes.
The test tube guy.
Where did he go?
Yeah, where's that scene?
Oh no, I thought that was a red lightsaber. Sorry.
Maybe it's earlier in the trailer.
It's
oh
here.
no, right there. Okay.
Yeah, he was talking to him.
Yeah, so he's talking about having like now that we have this, like things are going according to plan. And those are definitely High Republic robes. It's super gold. That's sick powers from Cal. That's like super sick.
The Jedi is a threat.
Now that we have this.
Now that we have this.
Yeah, what is that? I'm gonna go back.
Now that we have this.
It looks like a data drive or map.
Yeah,
it looks like similar to the Death Star plans. It's not the Death Star plans.
It's a data card, data drive, USB kind of thing. A floppy disk, one could say. So I'm not sure what it is. I'm curious to find out though. But the main story is gonna be like, is he trying to kill Cal? Like, does he have a vengeance against Cal? How does Cal get in between his plans?
These guys don't seem Empire really at all.
No.
Which has me excited, but let's not forget the whole reveal trailer, which showed off our other main villain, the senator from Coruscant, right? Yeah. We still have the guy from Coruscant. Remember the guy?
The play all sides senator dude that they mentioned in the article.
Exactly. Remember Nathan, the evil guy who's sitting there with the cow's lightsaber?
Yeah.
You remember.
We watched the. We can rewatch.
Yeah, I'll pull it up right now.
Please do.
We have time.
Where's the?
I got time. Evan, did you get it?
No.
I got
it. Incredibles.
This guy.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So Cal. Oh, also, we still have the other guy with the red lightsaber.
Yeah, which
let's keep
we
it playing.
see.
Keep it playing.
Yeah,
Keep
we
this
see
playing.
it.
Keep this playing. Okay, so this is our veil that we see in the next trailer.
Yeah.
It's a lot of water.
Yeah, we don't know what this back to guy, whatever this is.
It's Cal.
PD. Yeah,
think
dude,
he's a
this guy
clone?
has been like stored.
Go
like-
earlier. I want to see the guy with the red lightsaber. Because I forgot he was in that trailer. Isn't there a guy with a red lightsaber?
Yeah, there is. It's just briefly. Right?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm worried for our ship here. It looks like it's falling off a cliff.
It seems just like the part in the second trailer that we saw where he's actually
Yeah.
piloting it and crashed.
Yeah. Cool.
Why fight?
Yeah, here.
Oh,
So who is this a third party? So looking at both.
I don't
trailers
know
now,
because this looks like a more clean area than
it does
this.
than that. Yeah. Let's see here. Keep it going.
Revan.
Who's this guy?
Who are you? Yeah, he's got
So
robes. He's
his
got,
identity still hasn't been really touched on in that second trailer that we just watched.
Yeah.
Um,
Now this could be early game too. Like this could be on a mission or something.
What is your next
But yeah, this
move,
man is creepy.
Jedi?
So yeah, that's three villains three parties. So we have the senator from Coruscant, who seems to be allying, of course, with the Empire, and with some other party. I forget what the article said that Carson mentioned, but the developers were saying like that senator is playing all sides, trying to get trying to rise up in the ranks. So we have that guy, the guy in the tube, the red lightsaber guy, and the droid factions. I don't know where are all
Yeah.
these battle droids coming from. Like, is this an
Like
old
yeah, they don't seem
Clone
like
Wars
Empire
factory?
commission. I mean, maybe they're Empire commission for what
Rebel
purpose?
style, baby.
Yeah, Rebels. Like Rebels gave us a hint that like there's still some old battle droid factory.
Trying to be repurposed, sort of like the clone. How they try to repurpose the clones, obviously. I just keep watching this. I'm like, this is so fun.
Oh God, I can't wait to. I hope there's like some nice free roam.
Because that was one of the funnest parts, and then to be able to do this and then like jump down.
Crossguard. I wonder how
And
crossguard stance is going to affect you because like we've had the single blade stance, the double blade, and now we're getting the two blades for once in this game.
Right.
And we're getting the crossbow. That's 4 stances that we know now.
Hope survives.
These droids they give me Camino vibes, honestly.
No. Yeah, those
Or
are the
like
same
Dooku.
droids. Yeah, those are the same
Yeah.
droids from the Clone Wars that we saw. Like the super agile droids that can like dodge
Yeah.
and bob and weave. They're really cool, and they have
That looks
vibro.
like a big dome in the back there. I don't know what the heck that is in the top right.
It looks like a separatist. One of those separatist domes.
Yeah, like one of those.
Um,
I don't know. I could unpack all this all day. There's just tons of, and I'm curious who this is as well.
yeah,
His new
ally. You
friend.
see.
And this looks like City Planet for sure.
Maybe the same one Obi-Wan went
Same one. What?
to. Obi-Wan went to in episode 2, maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah,
The
overall,
communications
this
in
trailer is awesome. I'm very excited.
Awesome trailer. One of my worries, Alex from Star Wars Explained also mentioned it. Where is his other members of the team? Where's
Yeah.
Mirren?
Yeah.
Where's the
That's
pilot?
some
I forget
real
his name.
questions.
And
What's the
I'm
pilot's
glad,
name?
honestly, they're not showing that off.
Is she
what?
safe? Is she all right?
Like I want to see Mirren. And hopefully, like
Oh yeah, she'll be in the game.
one of my hopes for this game before the game was ever revealed was that like okay, Marin's part of our team now. Hopefully they get some fun dynamics. I don't know if it was gonna get romantic or anything, but I just wanted to see her dynamic with the team.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really see that. And I wanted her to be like in Uncharted, right? Like something like this. Like I want to see Marin helping Cal out in these.
Yeah,
battles.
and like there be some like gameplay stuff with that.
Because Marin helped us out in that battle against Malicos and on what's it called? Shit.
Thanks,
On
Bode. His name is
Dathomir.
Bode.
Yeah.
Bode.
Anyways,
So yeah, I want to see more from Marin and the pilot. I forget his name now. Do you guys remember his name? The pilot.
Grease.
Grease. Yeah,
Grease. This with an S.
Grease. He said right.
Oh,
a Z.
Grease with the. Yeah, you're right, Nathan.
I know.
Nice. So yeah, I want to see more from them. I want to see going back way back to what Carson was saying. What's Kyle's journey in this part? Like, he's on the Empire's hit list. He just survived Darth Vader. I mean, like, is he still just gonna be trying to help people around the galaxy, like Bad Batch style, just like helping?
Yeah,
doing a
like
few
what does he
missions?
really want? That's
What
I'm
is
very
his
curious.
character's journey going to be? That's gonna be very exciting to see.
Will he ever make it to the Clone Wars season 7 finale? Will I
Never
ever get
know.
my will I ever get my piece? He's in the Bad Batch, guys. He's coming.
But Jedi Survivor is a nice title. I mean, the title could also describe the villain, who seems to be a survivor from something, or locked up at least for some reason. If he wasn't flat out killed, maybe Jedi put him there because like Jedi don't kill. Maybe the Jedi just put him there,
Got him captured.
have him captured, and just. But would they really just forget about him? Like, what happened? Like,
The
somebody
Sith-
in prison.
The Sith came back, Kevin. We had bigger fish to fry.
Probably like, oh yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah.
Denial.
Messed
I don't
up.
know.
I mean, yeah. Again, the High Republic implications are very exciting.
That dude is definitely from the past. Regardless of where it is, like
Imagine
he's
him being-
stored.
Imagine being there for like over 200 years. That's like, what does that do to your brain? So
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see what the antagonists are. Like early on, I thought we would get to see like, oh, Thrawn could show up, or not Moff Gideon, not even
Tarkin.
Moff Tarkin. What's the guy from Ben Mendelsohn's character? He could show
Yeah,
up.
Krennic?
Krennic could have showed up, but I doubt any of those characters are going to show up now because we seem like to be having just like the senator, the guy in the tube,
Are
Do
gonna
we
get
see any like
more Inquisitors.
organized? I mean, when is this taking place?
It's same time as Obi-Wan.
Same time as everyone.
Do we see any like? Okay, when does Solo take place?
10 years before New Hope.
When does Obi-Wan take place? 5 years?
No, 15.
No.
I
not
don't
that
know.
long. The first game was 15 prior.
Doesn't Obi-Wan take place 5 years after Revenge of the Sith?
No, it's 10 years after. So it's
Oh, no.
not.
Yeah, there's
I meant Obi-Wan.
So-
Obi-Wan takes place 5 years after Revenge of the Sith.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's 10 years.
Obi-Wan is 10 years after Revenge of the Sith?
Because
The
there's
first-
there's 20 years,
Jedi Fallen
No.
Order is 5 years after Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, shit. I'm getting everything mixed up. My
and
bad.
Obi-Wan's 10, and then there's 10 from Obi-Wan.
There's so much content in between this time
I don't
period.
fucking know.
Oh, God. For the wrong people to ask.
Motherfucker,
I
I
don't
gave
know.
you the answers.
I want more emphasis in that. So I'm like, is there any organized rebellion that Cal comes across? Like, it'd just be interesting to me.
Well, yeah. I mean, I would hope to see more Saul. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
More Tarful.
More Tarful. More Two Tubes.
Like, obviously, we can't meet, like, Mon Mothma and that.
Can we meet Andor?
Why not?
Because, like, the whole conceit of, like, oh, you're a Jedi. Like, they talk about, like,
Yeah.
Don't you take her away from me.
Yeah, I don't think we see any like major players like Ahsoka or.
right. No,
What if we meet the Bad Batch? That'd be funny as hell.
Who's to say?
We meet Rex.
Yes.
But yeah, you're right. I don't need any of those connections.
Yeah.
I want this story from the first two trailers that we just watched again. It seems very focused on like how him and Cere just like surviving.
Yeah. And I think they'll have slightly different goals probably post destroying that data and whatever it means for
Yeah.
what's next.
But the gameplay looks cool. I really hope they fix the map physics again. Like the map
Oh.
was awful. Not
Because she
physics,
looks more
but just-
monk, right? Like she looks more monk,
Yeah.
and Cal probably is, you know, having that like brooding second chapter where he wants to fight back more. Blah blah blah.
I could see her taking a step back, not even
Yeah.
using her lightsaber. Maybe she gave her lightsaber to Cal just for like, hey, dual wield this or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think she's like, especially at the end of the last game, the way she ended it, she was so fueled with rage against Vader. Remember that?
Right.
I
I can
think
totally
she'll
see her
step
path
back.
being our role now is to preserve and pass on what we can, because if we don't, nobody else will. Like, I can totally see that angle. And Cal will probably push back and be like, if we are here and we don't fight, then what's the point? You know, I'm sure that could be. I'm excited to see what their conflict is.
Me too.
Because also their dialogue makes it seem like she hasn't seen him in a while.
Yeah, he's just going off on his own.
Yeah.
But where's the rest of the team? It's supposed to be a team game. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like going on Uncharted, like going on missions without Sully or Ellie or Chloe. I'm like, this is boring. Like, I want to be with people.
Ellie, you say?
Ellie. Or you know what I mean. Fucking Elena. I said that.
Nate? Joel?
But
Don't leave me here.
let's get into our favorite squad here.
Well, also, I want to say, I hope they fix for Jedi Survivor, like, the whole level designs. Like, there are some points where you get to the end of a level, and you're like, okay, now I have to go back to the Mantis. I just have to.
The worst is
the way.
when you accidentally fall off something and don't die.
Oh
and you
my
get, like,
God.
lost in the fucking.
In the glitch realm.
Oh.
And not even that. Like, that happened on, I forget what planet it was. Maybe it was.
It's the one with the giant spider and, like, the.
No, there's one like with the wreckage of the ship in the back of it. Like, there's like a water part area.
Which one is
but, like,
that?
Where you would swing up from the top area, and if you drop, you land in the water, and you have to climb and go all the way back over there again.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. I'm like, there has to be some kind of like teleporter or something.
Force ability here,
it's a fucking video game. It doesn't have to be like canon. It's a video game.
Yeah.
Make it fun. Like, I want to get to the end of a level. I just want to telemort out.
No,
like,
I remember getting very frustrated.
Start a cutscene, just be like, we better get back to this.
There was one point where I got very stuck. Remember we had to, like, move all those rocks or whatever?
Yeah.
And then, like, run on them, and it was like a puzzle.
Yeah.
I got stuck, and because I thought you just had to, like, jump. Yeah. And so I'm like, why can't I? And it was like just out of reach. I'm like, okay. It was like that when in that big circle, basically, and you had
I know
to,
what
like,
you're talking about. Yep.
And I didn't know that I had to, like, do that, like, freeze force thing or whatever, and, like, oh my
ridiculous. God. But, like, God of War does it so well. Both games now, it's like seamless cutscenes, seamless transition between worlds and realms and everything like that. And there's never a part where I'm like, oh, now I have to trek all the way back. Like, there's just, like, teleport gates. You just teleport,
or just end the level. Like, honestly, like,
end the level, or it can just be like, hey, press R3 to call your ship, and then you can just, like, fly off. Like,
or like a hovercraft. Or, I mean, these animals also look like it's going to play a part in getting back too.
Great point. The animals could be a very easy way of, like, for example, if you had to, like, double jump a lot of spaces, like, the animal can help you just, like, glide over instead of jumping and climbing and all that stuff.
And I love levels I do love levels where it, like, you go back but on a slightly different path, and you see where everywhere you came, but it's like a secret path back that you wouldn't have got unless you had that animal ability, whatever it is. Like,
which is going to make it fun to replay these worlds as you level up and as you get more abilities. A lot of the best open world games do that. Not open world, because this isn't open world, but, just like free roam-ish games. What else? Yeah, the gameplay looks great. It looks like a step up. PS5 only. So get your PS5s, people.
Oh, what?
How?
Yeah.
How do you get one?
I didn't know that. God
Evan,
damn.
how do you get one?
I'm going to have to... Damn.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at the levels is
3 months. So I got 3 months.
3 months and 17 days.
Holy shit. Damn. Okay. I didn't realize that.
I'm pretty sure it says PS5, right? Am I wrong?
I'm pretty
Evan,
sure
can
it
you
is.
share play the Survivor?
Yeah. Consoles. Yeah, Xbox X, PC, and PS5.
I'll buy Carson the PS5.
Wait, Xbox? Why did I think this was just a Sony game? I'm stupid. Anyway. We're back. Bad Batch Season 2, baby!
Let's
It looks
go.
familiar.
The amount of times we've seen this damn beach.
I know, right?
It's a painting, man. Look at this.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, the animation. Every time we've seen it, like just the water effects. I'm like, what the fuck?
Lucasfilm animation, don't miss.
I got the package, didn't I? We need a pickup.
Hang on. Grab the light.
Get us the fuck out of
Talk
here.
about a good crew.
Yeah. We need a Bad Batch game.
We really do. That'd be so much fun. Yeah, this game or this show looks so good.
This is the top team.
Is that one?
The new-
Drones on the run from the Empire, huh? Hello.
Sounds like
You
it.
see.
It looks like
So
it.
they're even more on the shit
The
list
Empire's
after
growing
Camino.
stronger. We should be doing more.
Echo. What is
Conflict.
that?
Oh,
What is
that's
that?
cool.
Horizon,
Be free.
Horizon Zero Dawn?
Pull off this
My Andor
heist,
hype is
and you can
making that line
have
even
a
better.
future.
Pushing the heists and
Rumors are
missions
more
to the limit. I
clones
like
have
it.
been questioning.
Well, Cody and
Then they're
Crosshair.
traitors,
Crosshair,
like
yeah.
the Jedi.
Cody redemption arc?
You all gave up everything because of me.
We made the right choice, Omega.
Omega
like the Echo
guilt.
concept.
Others out there who need our help.
Yep.
What sort of treachery?
Axis? What is this?
Stay back.
And they have his lightsaber. What's going on here? That looks tense.
Plus on Chase.
We are not the enemy. The
Oh,
Empire
shit.
seeks to establish peace and order throughout the galaxy.
Do they?
Peace.
Sure, Jam.
Peace
There's never.
was never an option.
This fucker.
So this new what did it say? Tomai Ames?
Yeah, a couple of new characters here. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what makes us different?
That's Sereno.
Make our own choices.
Was that Dooku's place?
Yeah, it looks like it.
What do you need, Rex? Any chance I could use you for a mission?
Parents, the Bad Batch.
Why does it say
Why?
parents?
Say that.
Only on
Why?
That's such a good.
It doesn't make sense because yes, it's an animated show, but you need so much collective knowledge just to be able to watch the show. All the Clone War fans are like our age. I'm so confused.
What? I don't like. You didn't even need to say that. Just say the title.
The Bad Batch.
One more time. One more time for the cult.
One time for the good time.
Parents, the Bad Batch.
Fucking, why does it not just say Star Wars, The Bad Batch?
I'm gonna make a special ring the bell, and the audio clip when you ring the bell is gonna say parents.
But let me go back to. So that Tomai Ames character, I think it's the same. This
No, that's
no
Fiji.
Fee. Okay, that's a different character.
Yeah. So we meet two new characters, Fee and that Tom, whatever.
Hello. How juicy.
So she looks like she has some connections for more heists or missions or something.
The
Yeah.
Empire's
So
growing
we're still doing missions for Sid. I like that.
Yeah.
Should be doing more.
Pause it here.
I feel like I've
That's-
seen this guy in some concept art,
oh,
Might
concept.
have.
He
which
looks-
Filoni is notorious for.
He looks just like the main beast in Horizon Zero Dawn, the PlayStation game. I
Oh,
saw
you
a
know
lot
what?
of-
It looks.
Yeah.
Sorry. It looks very Zepho as well.
Oh, Zepho as well. Oh,
Zepho.
that'd be really cool if he had some Zepho.
It does. Go
connection.
back to its silhouette. Look at that head. That's Zepho, baby.
It looks like it's coming out of a volcano though, or like the ground.
It's like a walking mountain.
Is this a more? Is that related to like the
Really
Zillow
be
Beast?
free? Then pull
Hey.
off this heist, and you can have.
This
a
looks like going
future.
deep into the Empire, and that's probably where we see
Rumors
Palpatine.
are more and more clones
Commander
have been
Cody. I'm very
questioning.
curious to see what happens with Commander Cody
Then
here.
they're traitors,
Does he
like
have a
the Jedi.
redemption arc like Nathan mentioned? It's happened before
You
with
all
other
gave
Jedi
up
or other
everything
clones.
because of me.
We made the right choice, Omega.
What's Omega's arc gonna be
There are
here
others
too? I
out
like
there
that.
Who need our help?
What sort of treachery
Pause it here.
is this?
Stay back.
Pause.
Because we see more of these droids. Like this,
Yeah.
this is a droid group.
Back.
They have his lightsaber. What's going on here? Are these like, just like smugglers?
This shit looks cool, man.
Coruscant, baby.
Oh, it's lit. Another new alien.
We are not the enemy. The Empire seeks to establish peace and order throughout the galaxy.
Peace
Yeah, I think this is a leader on a planet.
Yeah.
was never an option.
How are we
What?
going to the Senate?
We're soldiers. We deal
Through
with
Bale,
things.
probably.
Let's go, Bale.
Yeah.
You know what makes us different?
That's definitely
We
Sereno.
make our own choices.
Who is he fighting here?
You know what makes us different? We make our own choices.
Is that Wrecker or Hunter? That's
It
Hunter.
looks like Hunter.
That's a droid, yeah.
What do you need, Rex? Any chance I could use you for a mission?
I love the new designs of our team.
The Bad Batch.
Parents.
I love
Fucking
the.
hell.
I love the
Can't
new
keep getting away with
designs.
it.
I'm very curious to see like, is it going to be a very heist-oriented season? Like season one was like a little bit criticized for having a lot of more heist in the back end of the season.
It doesn't even look more heisty. It looks more like adventure-y. It looks more world hopping. It looks more
Video game.
No, like in a good way though. Like it looks like a little more on the run, I would say, which is interesting.
Season 1 was a lot of like similar to what we just talked about with Survivor, Discovery. What are these? Like the first 8 episodes, I think, were all built about the chips.
Yeah.
And like how.
And I think they're really going to be against the wall here, like where they feel everyone's going to have a different opinion on what they should do now that they've sort of established themselves and can no longer go back from Camino because they're permanently being hunted.
Exactly, and they're a big family now. They're very team oriented. Season 1 is all about like, I don't know if we can bring Omega on this mission. We got to protect her. Let's stay on the ship, Omega. And then she wouldn't stay on the ship.
Yeah. So no, I don't think Omega's as a MacGuffin-y in this season. She's more going to be like, her own character and stuff.
Yeah, she's going to be, as we saw like in the whole beach scene and the extended sequence that we saw in Celebration, she's going to be a bigger part of the team. She's going to have her own individual arc again.
And let's not forget, what the heck did we see at the very end of season 2? We saw like the Kaminoan scientist with
Ton whatever.
Yeah, whatever one didn't die.
You said what, Nathan?
Ton Wee.
Yeah. Was taken prisoner by the Empire. Those like Republic clone commandos towards like this big mountain area where it's like, hey, we're gonna need you on a special project. So that's going to definitely come back for season 2.
Yeah. Maybe they're realizing that yes, their stormtroopers work in numbers, but they probably want more specific needs for certain missions. I'm assuming is what it is, and I'm sure they'll have maybe like Crosshair like lead them or something, like I don't know.
But it's going to be, I think that's what's going to bring us towards Sidious. Sidious has some kind of cloning mission that's going to be, I don't know, related to like strengthening the Empire. It has to be clone related.
Right. Mutating clones.
Because one of the big parts about season 1 was that Palpatine and Tarkin and everybody, they wanted the clones destroyed. That's why it ends with the sad destruction of Camino. There's no more clones. It's all about like fueling more people becoming stormtroopers, more humans.
I wonder if Cody and all of them see whatever is revealed, and that's what gets them sort of talking of like, and that's where we hear that line of like, oh, then they're all traitors, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it's interesting because Cody and Crosshair are going to be like the last 2 remaining clone people in general within the Empire. What's their perspective going to be like now? Yeah. That was kind of touched on in season 1 with Crosshair when he's like literally training other humans to be part of the Empire. Like, but he's a clone, so what's his relationship going to be like? I'm very curious because
he seems to just be pushing it all down and just
pushing it all down. But is that what Commander Cody's going to feel like? Are we
commentating any episodes before? Did we say we were doing?
Yeah. We said like that January 3rd. We could watch like the 4.
That's right.
Episodes. That Tuesday.
Then I'm gonna rewatch the whole season. I think before then.
Oh, nice. Oh.
I mean, they were pretty quick. Like if we don't have to wait a week, like.
I don't have time. I'm watching so much anime. I don't have
over Christmas break. I probably do it.
So much TV.
Weren't there a half hour? Like,
yeah, that's true. You're right.
Oh, how long are they?
Yeah, especially like if we watch the last 4 together on January 3rd.
Yeah.
Then it's just 12 episodes, half hour each. Yeah, you're right. That's pretty easy to watch back. That's like a season and a half of Rebels. But yeah, this show looks very exciting. I'm very curious. This is going to be what I was saying earlier was this is going to be our last look at Commander Cody because we didn't see him in Clone Wars season 7 or anything like that. He's not in like Rebels or anything. So the writers have their opportunity to tell us what is the last thing we see of Commander Cody. Does he just like fall in line with the Empire? Does he have a redemption arc? It's very exciting. Especially he was also like people wanted him to be in Kenobi and he didn't show up there. So.
Yeah, they're all 30-minute episodes.
Oh, nice. So this could be our last gasp of Cody.
First episode, which is 76 minutes.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Also, what was I gonna say? Do you guys think this is the last season of Bad Batch? Probably, right?
Probably, but I can see them.
About the Bad.
I can see them ending it with 3.
I feel like this could be their last season. Resistance got 2 seasons. Bad Batch, I think we'll get.
See, I don't know. they did this so quickly that I'm like, part of me just thinks there's more. Like,
I would love there to be more, but right now I'm assuming this is their final season, especially by like teasing Palpatine.
right.
Like it seems so endgamey. Like, oh, the big bad is going to be in our season in some capacity. Granted, that happened in Rebels where Palpatine was shown like in season 2
throughout.
But I don't know. I think I would love for there to be more. I love this show. As Nathan just teased, like we didn't think the show was going to be any good, but it really surprised us. I'm super excited that we're getting a second season with 16 episodes. We can talk about the episode count. So like, we're getting 16 episodes running all the way from January 4th to March. Let's see here, March 29th.
Yeah.
So Spoils of War and Ruins of War are our first 2 episodes back to back on January 4th. The next batch of 2 episodes comes February 8th.
Mid-season finale.
Mid-season finale with Clone Conspiracy and Truth and Consequences. See, that alone, like Clone Conspiracy, there's some kind of clone conspiracy going on in this season. I'm very curious to see what's happening there. And then last episodes are The Summit and Plan 99, as in Clone Force 99, coming out March 29th. So yeah, March 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd, 29th, all episodes that coincide with Mando season 3, which is disappointing because Mando is going to be like the big thing that month, of course.
Wait, so Mando premieres March what now?
1st.
March 1st, and is that a Friday?
Wednesday. I assume these are all Wednesday. Let me see.
Wait, so we're having double drops on Wednesdays?
I think so.
Oh, that's shitty.
I hope like they did with I can't speak. What they did with She-Hulk, where it came out on Thursday. Just delay it by a day, right? Like, what's the harm in delaying Bad Batch to like Thursdays or delay it to Fridays? Like,
but that we already got the full dates and titles, right? Is that what you're saying?
You're right. Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that's what's going to happen. But like,
yeah,
or put Mando on Fridays.
That's what I'm saying. Why Bad Batch is already Wednesday. Why would you air 2 shows in the same day? Doesn't make sense.
Bad Batch Saturdays. Parents, the Bad Batch.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Do not do that.
Saturdays after
If Bad Batch could come out at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning, I'd be so chill with that.
That'd be awful.
What? What are you talking
10
about?
a.m. Who wakes up at 10 a.m. on a Saturday?
Kids.
You wake up and you watch anime on Saturdays.
You pour your
you
cereal.
I do at 1 p.m.
You wake up. You
it doesn't hurt.
Cereal.
So you can just wake up and watch Bad Batch.
Sit in front of the big old box TV.
There's too much anime coming
Too much
out
milk.
March.
Try not to spill it.
Disgusting.
I'm just saying random shit. Like you guys
yeah, I don't eat cereal. I've eaten cereal in years. Not
Are you cereal?
I am. I don't eat cereal.
For real?
Stop it. Stop it.
For real?
Oh god.
No Kizzy.
We're done. Any other theories for Bad Batch? Like some other episode titles we have here are like Solitary Clone that could be Rex.
The Summit, I think is going to be the mountain, whatever the fuck is happening up there.
Oh, good point. The Summit in episode or Plan 99. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it seems so endgamey. Every other episode is like the Retrieval, Metamorphosis, The Outpost, Tipping Point. Like, can't really get stuff from there. But in general, what I like from the trailer is that we're getting more like groups of these different planets. One of the best parts about Bad Batch is exploring how each planet reacts to the Empire slowly coming to power, slowly taking over their worlds. Even a planet like Separatist Homeworld, I forget what it's called now, but that was a good part of the season 1. But yeah, I'm just excited to see more perspectives of what's going on throughout the Empire, throughout the galaxy, and the Bad Batch come to terms with their new world. Hopefully, they don't die. There was like some kind of
don't do this to me.
Threat that like, oh, is Wrecker gonna die in season 1 because of the chip? Like, are we gonna lose some people at the end of season 2? Of course,
you kept threatening it like Wrecker's gonna go. I'm like, how dare
because it's this thing where it's like it's the Star Wars thing where it's like, oh, they're not in Rebels, so where are they now? Granted, the story wasn't created yet, so we don't know. But like,
you guys do this with Andor as well.
Yeah, we did it with Andor. So it's like, I mean, even with Andor, I can theorize like, oh yeah, Luthen's probably gonna bite it.
No, you don't know.
He's dead.
He won't have to
done.
share it with Ghosts.
He's done.
That's the payoff. He
He's
doesn't
done.
have to share it with
But
Ghosts.
I think his arc would be beautiful if he dies for a cause. Anyways, we'll see. But yeah, for Bad Batch, it's likely that they die. But this is such a kid's show that I don't know if they're going to do that.
I don't
have
think
you
they'll
learned nothing
die.
from Ben dying? If we don't
But,
have
like,
to end
God,
arcs
if
that
they-
way.
I said that in Rebels. I was like, Ezra's not going to die.
But if they don't die, wouldn't
he
Rex?
teleports. He doesn't, but he
No.
teleports, and we never see him again.
Teleports.
You know, yeah, he teleports to the whales.
Man, that's a conundrum. Okay, I don't know.
My theory right now, mark it December 11th.
Okay. All right, let me write it.
We're losing
Hold on.
Echo this season.
Echo, we got him back. We
No.
rescued. We're
We're
not
losing
losing him.
Echo this season.
We just got him back.
We're losing
Yeah.
Echo.
Fuck.
I think we're losing. One of my little criticisms for season 1 is that we didn't get enough of Echo. So I like that we got more Echo. Even in the trailer alone, Echo's talking to Omega like, "Hey, you're not a burden anymore. Like you're with us."
Anymore. Goddamn.
Well, not anymore, but she felt like she was a burden in season 1. They kept saying like, "Stay in the ship, stay in the ship." Like she's with us, and Echo's having more to say and more to do. Hopefully, but I feel like one of us is not going to make, or one of the Bad Batches.
What do you know?
One of the Bad Batch is not going to make it. But yeah, I'm excited for season 2. I guess that can lead us to our rest of the podcast here, looking back at
What do we know?
2022 in Star Wars.
A retrospective.
Retrospective.
The Book of Boba Fett.
The Book of Boba Fett.
Is that what started the year? Honestly, I think-
Honestly,
It started at the end of the year.
I don't want to talk about Book of Boba Fett because we started.
You do or
this season-
don't?
I do.
Okay.
Because our year started off with Book of Boba Fett, and we were very excited to see it. And there was a lot of different interpretations on like how good the show is. In general, by the end of the season, people were like, "It's not that good. It's the worst live action Star Wars show that we've seen."
Do you concur?
I concur, but it was different than what most people had. Like I had such a different interpretation, even than most like regular people. The first half of Book of Boba Fett, while it was slow paced, I was digging it. I liked the character. I liked the characterization that we were getting with Boba Fett. I liked the whole tribal aspect with the what are they called? Tuskens. The Tuskens were the best part. I think the decision to kill them off and then they have no relevance toward the end of the season was just really icky to me. Like, I really wanted the Tuskens to be like, because episode 2, I think, is still one of the best live action Star Wars episodes that we've ever seen. Hopefully, Carson's finally seen it.
the train one?
Oh, that's episode 3, I think. But episode 2 was the
Did
tribal
you watch
one.
it?
Tribal Wars, yeah. Yeah, I watched it. I did. I
I don't know you
I
anymore.
I
Oh yeah,
I
this is the
watched
year
it.
that Carson lied to us. 2022.
Oh God!
The year of the lie.
The year of the lie.
Son of the year of the train.
The year of the betrayal.
Betrayal, if you will.
Ed to Carol.
Me too.
But yeah, so episode 2 was just so riveting on a character perspective, just seeing Boba like come to terms with his like revival, having escaped the Sarlacc pit, and then like finding his community among the Tuskens, them really just like him having a metamorphosis on the sands of Tatooine with the Tuskens. It was so powerful. And then for the show to devolve into connecting with the Mando, whether he finds Enfys Nest, not Enfys Nest,
the armor.
Name? No, the Asian character. What's her name?
Fennec Shan.
Fennec Shan. Jesus Christ. What's the actress'
showing how
name?
she lived.
Fennec Shan, played by Ming-Na Wen. Ming-Na Wen. Jesus Christ.
God.
Voice of Mulan.
Minus 10 points from Gryffindor.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I failed a city.
What the fuck was this combined of fandoms?
Yes. But Fennec Shan didn't have much to do, which was very disappointing in season 1 of Book of Boba Fett.
It's almost, to me, this show, beyond that episode 2, it was like underwritten where it needed to be written for the main characters, and it was overwritten in everything else that was happening in the show. Like,
good point.
And so it was a weird effect because the like it just wasn't satisfying by the end to me because it by the time it turned, we had sort of left that characterization behind a little bit, and then they try to like wrap it all up, and I'm like, okay, we haven't visited that in like 4 episodes, and I'm like, so it was, I don't know how to explain it, like.
I can explain it because like we were building up to a character arc where he's trying to like come to terms like with his new survival, his new role. Instead of being a person as a bounty hunter where he has to take orders from people, he is now the one delivering orders, coming to terms with being a leader. And his growth to becoming a leader, becoming head of like, what is it, Mos Espa, was fascinating to see because it goes from a bounty hunter who's taking orders his whole life, whether it's from his father or from Jabba. He's taking orders, and then he nearly gets killed for it. But now he's the one delivering orders. He's now being a leader, and he has a lot of challenges. But we didn't really see a lot of challenges.
We never saw those challenges.
We didn't see
the
those
only
challenges.
Sort of thing that we get is like, oh, he like hires the biker gang and like takes them under his wing. But even then, it's just for the plot of going to fight. I don't know.
For the main villains to be so forgettable, like were they like a rival gang? I forget what they were even called. Was it Black Sun?
Was it? Yeah, it might have been.
Maybe Black Sun. But it's the one with the distinctive clothes and armor. But either way, like it was very unsatisfying. Just his arc was just stunted with the Mandalorian episode titled "The Mandalorian." And then we go to the Luke episode where he's training with Baby Yoda.
Oh my god, I forgot that was in the show.
And in that
doesn't Ahsoka show up too?
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is a season where we saw Luke training with Ahsoka. Yeah. And then it's the finale. In those
and that
episodes,
was episode 7, right? There's only
there's only 7 episodes. I want to say. I think so. I'll check it right now.
Yeah.
And in episode 5, it's a Mandalorian episode, so he doesn't speak. Episode 6 is like they're gearing up for a battle, but he doesn't speak. Remember, like it's like that scene where there's a hologram table and they're all looking around like,
yes,
this is how we're going to do it for the finale next week, basically.
I wish there was more point of view of Boba Fett. Like it just seems like we left our character.
We left our character completely.
We got some Cobb Vanth, baby.
Oh, and he's
in the back too.
Yeah, it was 7 episodes. Yeah, episode 5 was Mando. Okay. Episode 6 was also not Mando, but just episode 6 I think was Mando related, or was it?
What?
Episode 7, Mando again appears. So like Mando dominated 5, 6, and 7 basically. It turned into
and that's the thing too is like I loved what they were going for. Like it felt like they almost got over the hump of like making that whole town feeling like lived in and whatever. Like. But then by the time we divulged from it, I felt like we just sort of left the town behind. And then figuratively and literally left the town behind. So then when the action happens there in the finale, I don't really feel like it's just a recent example. I'm not pitting the two shows together. Like it just, the difference between like the geography of everything that worked with Ferrix and then looking back on that show on Boba Fett, like is just uncanny. And how that all played out.
I was just about to say that comparison. I think Ferrix and Mos Espa is a good comparison. These are 2 cities that were central to each of the characters' arcs.
Yeah.
But one is like has some thematic and cultural relevance to the character. Mos Espa was supposed to have that, but we don't really care about the people of Mos Espa. We meet like the lady in the bar, the one who's like fully like benevolent or whatever. If you could trust her or not. But that's about it. We meet like 2 locations in Mos Espa. It feels very empty. Of course, that has to do with like the
COVID and everything.
The technological like implications of like the volume. And
I thought you meant COVID was a plot point in the show.
No,
it could have been.
But just like the technological, like the way it looked, like comparing Ferrix, what they built to Mos Espa, which was clearly all in the volume. Yeah, or mostly in the volume. It just felt so small.
And then the action, I didn't think was that great either. I mean,
the car chase, I know you loved.
My favorite sequence. I mean, the last episode had some good action, I will say. Wasn't there a Rancor that comes out?
The finale, I think, was solid.
The King Kong of it all.
The finale was solid, I think, where he's conquering the Rancor, fighting Cad Bane in live action was great to see.
Yeah, man. Oh, you got so hyped.
And like I had
Right.
no problems with like the pulpiness that was brought in. It was just
Not at all.
like that's not my gripe with this show at all. Like I don't like that's fun. It's just like I just felt like it was underwritten for the actual character, and so then
Yeah.
those things sort of just stand out as the thing instead of like Boba Fett's full arc standing out to me.
The biggest thing was that people were saying episodes 1 through 4 were just boring. The show was so boring. I liked it because we're getting some character stuff. I wish it was better written in terms of like one episode we get the flashback to what him and Fennec Shan did in the past. Like this is a fine episode. Like there's a great campfire scene between him and Fennec about like what they're doing in terms of like leaders and should we just continue following orders as bounty hunters? Like we should be more than that. That was some great stuff, but I feel like the dialogue just wasn't great in the show, and every episode felt like it was just padding along, and it wasn't really trying to say much.
Yeah, the pace it's definitely the worst paced.
Yeah, the
Disney
pacing wasn't
Plus
great. But then we get good pacing in the Mandalorian episode, which I think by itself is a good episode. And I know the show is trying to say like this is a chapter. It's called the Book of Boba Fett, so it's a chapter in
like it's tangential to Boba's journey.
Exactly, like this is the same world, so it makes sense how Mando appears. That's fine, I guess, but it's still called the Book of Boba Fett, and like I understand the Book of Boba Fett.
And let's not forget, we just finished season 2, and then Grogu comes back. Like I know.
Let's talk about this. Yeah.
Like I know it goes out of its way to do the whole Luke training episode and to do all that, but still, it's too fast for me. It's too like it sucks all the dramatic weight out for me when I'm like, oh boom, we're back, like, and they're back together. I'm just like
in a different show. That's crazy to me.
In a different show, and so you're gonna have people who didn't watch this show, and then because Mando is the biggest show, they're just gonna obviously new season of Mando pop in and be like, wait. I thought Grogu is gone.
Previously on,
right? Like so that to me is just kind of insane. But
they're definitely going to do like a previous on.
They have to.
They have to. But for me, this is different because people complain like, "Oh well, Marvel Cinematic Universe, you got to watch all the things." Like, no. It's like
Star Wars ain't doing that.
Marvel isn't doing like, "Oh, you missed." Like, for example, for Thor to watch Thor Ragnarok. Or Thor: Love and Thunder, you have to have watched Thor Ragnarok because they're both Thor movies. But Thor Ragnarok isn't requiring you to watch like Guardians 2 or something like that. Something tangential to Thor. Like,
or even if you have like an existing character like Jimmy Woo is in WandaVision, you don't have to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp to know WandaVision. Exactly,
right? And Book of Boba Fett and Mando are similar shows. But you shouldn't be required to watch Boba Fett just because Boba Fett appeared in Mando. And yeah, it was just a very weird decision to have such a big story thing. Like, I get you want your character to be in other shows, but don't have a big story-changing thing happen in a totally different show without the lead character. I mean, that was just crazy to me. Yeah. Crazy. Like, it's like having an episode of Andor, and like, if there was an episode of Andor that had no Andor in it, but was just about like
Obi-Wan.
About Obi-Wan, I'd been upset. But if it's about like Mon Mothma, I've been fine because she's in the show, right? Or if it's about Luthen, that's fine because he's in the show. But
and here's the thing too: if they wanted to just continue, just make it called something like. Don't call it Book of Boba Fett. Just call it something else that encompasses and cuts around like Andor did and have your show build into a bigger scope. If that's what you really wanted to do.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And then Boba could have been a strong supporting thing and overarching in that way. And then we could have just kept expanding on the Mandalorian lore or whatever.
I totally agree. And they tried to prep us up for it by saying like, oh, this is Mando season 2.5 and all the press and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I get that, but still like, it still makes it unsatisfying. Going back to that whole Luke thing, I didn't really mind it because I hated that decision in season 2. I know I'm in the minority with some people where they like. It's funny because they said Luke made so much sense in the Mando season 2 finale because they're building up to it. Like, yes, it made sense because that's what the writers did. Like
that's what they wanted from the jump.
That's what they wanted. But like, you can still they back themselves into a corner by having Luke be the only option to show up. You know what I mean? Like they could have wrote an entirely different thing. Last Jedi to us, where it's like, oh yeah, it actually is somebody else that showed up. They have to do it themselves. Like they wrote themselves into a corner where Luke was the only character that would make sense. Regardless, I didn't like it.
And honestly, I just don't think it's like my problem with it to this day is not that Luke showed up. It's that it sucks the entire drama out of that last 20 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because we had the interesting tension going on with Moff Gideon and freaking who's Bo-Katan, and we had that triangle of tension set up, and I was waiting for it to burst, and then we roll out the red carpet to Luke, and I'm just like, wait,
I
didn't get any fault resolved.
And actually, again, Moff Gideon is a trash villain. I don't care what people say. He's a trash villain.
I think I had said it before, but like how amazing would it have been if like we had like the build up, like we're pinned against the corner, the Dark Troopers come, we have no way out. What are we gonna do? And then just leave it there. Let's sit till the next season.
Oh damn!
We did think. Remember, we thought this season was going to end on a cliffhanger.
Well, I initially thought like Grogu. I knew Grogu would be kidnapped, but I thought that might be the finale, and we'd have to wait.
Take Grogu. Have Bo-Katan take Grogu.
I 110% thought that one of them was going to take him either for the blackmail against the Darksaber or for Moff Gideon. Just obviously needed him back, and inching like they miss him just the hyperspace. It's like they just get into hyperspace, and Din is right behind, and they misses out on him.
That'd been awesome.
Boom, cut to credits.
Just like
how many times have I said, "Oh, what if they wrestle with Din's ideology of between Boba Fett's like live for yourself or Bo-Katan's fucking honor?"
Yeah,
but we don't do.
I mean, like, season 3 looks very good, and like we're getting so many good like Bo-Katan stuff. Imagine like if Bo-Katan had the child, and Din's journey was like saving the child and also wrestling with his identity. That'd been so cool. But now we're getting that story with the baby or with Grogu, and it was just weird. Like you're right, Carson. Luke showing up didn't really like. It was just a whole narrative tension because
that's my issue with it.
They diminished Moff Gideon's role significantly. Makes him super uninteresting. I mean, like just watching The Boys and watching Giancarlo's character in The Boys.
Oh, he's like, on that should be the game.
That's what I want from
well, he has more material to work with there in terms of his
which
character.
Is crazy. A show like The Boys is giving you more material.
And guess what? It's funny you say more material there because like they're so deviant from the comics. They just
right?
But here's my thing. In that show, he's allowed to have scenes that's not through the perspective of the freaking Butcher or anybody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let the dominoes fall is my issue. The only time we've seen Moff Gideon by himself in The Mandalorian is to like send out the droids. 15-second scene. That's not a scene. That's not a scene. I want to understand
credit scene.
I want to understand his like plot line here. We only ever see him in the always on moments doing the plot, if that makes sense. And then I watch a show like Andor, and we get to see Luthen and everybody sort of enveloped in their own moments. And I want to see, and that's where character comes through for me, is when I see those actions and what's happening behind the scenes. But I never get that because it's just whatever his exposition is for the plot through Din. And so it's frustrating to me because I'm like, we're 2 seasons in, everyone's like, just wait. We've been waiting.
I've waited 12 years.
I did my waiting.
So, and I get that. I get that the shows are going through different tones and they're going through a different feel, but that doesn't make it an excuse to just
not at all
a poorly written character. I'm sorry.
I completely agree.
The chat.
I know, right? But I completely agree. Like I bring this up a lot, but with the Andor, there's a scene where they just cut to Bix in prison, just shivering, no dialogue.
Think about our journey with Dedra and Andor. Of like in the beginning, we like sort of understood her. We're like, oh, like, rise up the ranks. Like, fuck these other people. And then all of a sudden, we watch her grow into this sort of a monster. Honestly, to get all this stuff done, and do all these things against the other characters we know, and it works so well because they're separate scenes, and then by the time we get those confrontations, it's so much more built up. But we never see Moff Gideon until he shows up in a direct face-to-face thing with Din, and that's why
I totally agree. Like, just having Moff Gideon by himself or talking to another underling can do so much.
And like, yes, I understand what he wants because he says it. I don't want him to just say. I want to just see like what he's doing.
I don't know who he is, basically.
I don't know who he is.
Yeah,
I
totally
know
agree.
like from Din, it's like, oh, that was the guy that was there during the Mandalorian Fall of Tears, whatever it's called, like the downfall of Mandalore.
Like, even if you're just like looking at like introductions, like Vader and New Hope, like we kick off with him, he's already choking the dude, like trying to get info.
Right.
Gideon, I think
he just stands there.
Was the duel? Like,
he just stands there. There's nothing really happening. Like
Darth Vader, like, yeah, people want to bring up like, oh, we don't know much motivations from Sidious and Vader in the original trilogy, but like we get so much from Vader's physicality, and in the original trilogy, we basically know all we need to know. Like, this is different from the original trilogy. This is a TV show where like we're watching Moff Gideon with more time just absolutely do nothing that's super interesting.
I'm just waiting for it to unpack and unroll into something, and it just hasn't got any momentum for me.
I understand it's the growth of villains, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm interested to see the story develop, but it's 2 seasons of waiting, and I'll be fine waiting if it was like if what we got so far was interesting.
And I'm fine. Like, I'm fine for the pulpiness of like, okay, he's just evil because he's evil. I like those kinds of villains, but also you have to write something compelling about him.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and obviously it's different with like character with Vader. It's like, oh, like direct family ties, direct parallels. Like Jedi was a Jedi. You know what I mean? It's like there's different polarizing things. Din and Gideon don't really have like that polarizing tug and pull to me.
No.
If that makes sense. Like, Gideon feels like a general villain, but he doesn't feel like Din's villain, if that makes sense.
You're completely right, and which makes season 3 so interesting because like Moff Gideon even today I saw an article saying we don't know. We could see how Moff Gideon escapes prison break. I'm like, I don't care at this point.
Who are you?
I don't care about your prison. Who are you?
Who are you?
I don't care about his prison break. What I'm mostly interested for season 3 is Din's journey against like the armor and Bo-Katan, like, and he has to be in that middle area.
Is he even in the trailer?
Not at all.
No, he's not.
Nor should he be. I think he'll be in like
it'll be a surprise
middle of the season kind of breakout scene. But either way, I don't care about his breakout because I don't know what he wants, or I don't care to know what he wants.
Like they need Grogu's blood. That's all we really know.
And we just gotta wait. We just gotta be patient and wait. But I'm like,
I guess it seems like we're using for cloning. I'm sure it's Snoke's setup.
I would hate that. I don't care about Snoke.
I know you don't care, but you know.
I mean, Tross absolutely diminished any kind of.
This show is at its best is when it finally wrestles with Din's fucking identity.
And even
like
Din, I don't know.
Rick Famuyiwa's episode 7 of, I think it's literally the episode right before
the finale.
The finale.
Strong.
Like where Din has to finally take off the damn helmet and wrestle with that whole thing. We need more situations where Din is challenged that way.
I think we're gonna get that if season 3 is all about.
I really hope so.
If it's all about him going to Mandalore and him wrestling with like, because even in the Mandalorian episode of Boba Fett, we talked about like his whole thing where he has to go through these like mythological Herculean tasks, where in mythology Hercules has to go through these trials because as a demigod he has to prove himself. And he has to go find like the golden fleece and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I still think I think he's going to eventually get there, but also push back against it in some ways.
That's the ultimate thing. He has to push back because him following the armor is like, oh, you failed by taking off your mask. Now you have to do all these things. That's not good, Din. You shouldn't be having to do all these things because you took off a mask to help your son.
Yeah, like
you should be pushing against that. And hopefully, Din has some agency.
We need that scene. I'm waiting for that scene. The to me where this is all heading is the core of Star Wars is You can always choose to do good in the moment that you are in, to me. And so I feel like he's going to choose, you know, whether it's Grogu or helping people or whatever it ends up being, instead of
Helping Mandalore.
just, helping Mandalore, whatever it is. He's going to choose that over protecting the logistical underlings of his ideology. It's not about the helmet and everything. It's about being there for people. It's not about the specific ways that we use Beskar. It's about how we pass down what we know. Like that, it's just gonna.
Which on the table is so interesting because, like, yeah, this whole idea of him following the creed is not good for Din. But also, it's like Bo-Katan, who's a semi-antagonist ally. She's in the middle. She's an ally, but can easily become an antagonist in season 3. And we see him helping her out in this season, from the trailers at least. But she's also somebody who doesn't really follow the creed of his.
No,
group.
she's the totally opposite. She's
total opposite. But even though she doesn't follow his creed, she's still not a great character.
Yeah,
morally.
and so he has to morally end up somewhere in the middle of those two characters.
Yeah, and just that whole journey in of itself that we're talking about can be so fascinating if they want to dive into that.
Yeah.
But I guess I just have to wrestle with Mando being the type of show that is so MC focused. It's so main character focused, where every scene is all about Din, which is funny because every scene's all about Din, but we still don't know much about Din.
Right.
Outside
that's my other thing too, is
outside of his relationship with Grogu, who is Din.
We spent a lot of time just on the missions to either rescue Grogu or save Grogu or
I would love, I'm sure,
return Grogu, that we really haven't. I don't know.
I'm sure like Din doesn't have any hobbies, but wouldn't it be nice to see him pick up one or just get some interest in something?
And see, that's what I've also noticed about Mandalorian. We're only seeing the moments that are like very like obviously like, oh, camera on. This is the can't miss moment. We never see anything in between the plot.
Closest we got was just the like helmet in the windowsill in the first Bryce Dallas episode.
That was great. But yeah, we hardly get the mundane and Mando.
Which I really think this show needs in between all of its big stuff happening.
Just let it breathe.
Yeah.
There's always like an action sequence. There's always something of importance happening where he's talking to somebody, going to a mission starts, mission ends, end episode. But it's
like all the fat is trimmed out, if that makes sense. It's like,
even in the Ahsoka episode where it's like he's just talking to Ahsoka for most of it and then they fight. Like his talks with Ahsoka are all like reveal,
past. Blah, blah, blah,
it's not like him just chilling.
Order 66.
Yeah, that was weird.
Grogu.
So yeah, it was all about reveals. Like there's nothing that's so mundane about Mando. But I guess that's the kind of show it just is. It's a very action plot driven show.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah,
and the character stuff is stuff that we have to talk about. Like Star Wars Explained talks about Mando a lot. Like there's a lot of like in between stuff that we just have to.
I don't want to
think about.
I want the show or the text
to
say it or show it without having me to attach a lot of things and tie very loose stuff together every single week. And I feel like I've been having to do that for 2 seasons with this show. And simultaneously, I'm waiting for it to come into its own and support itself, but it hasn't so far. And there was a lot of greatness in season 1, in my opinion. Like I was pretty high on season 1, and I'm like, this is a perfect first season. Now, where are we going to evolve to? And I feel like it sort of plateaued itself immediately in season 2, and I was like, wait, that's.
We were having fun from the jump. We were like, "Oh, it's the fucking the Great Dragon IMAX."
Yeah, because that episode is so good. Because we get it. Freaking what's his name?
Timothy Oliphant.
It's like the first fleshed out character, like new character that we get, and it's so interesting as a pair between Din that we're like, oh, this is like. There's so much to unpack here, and it's like the first time you feel it. Like
it's still us, just like a little bit emphasizing like the symbolism of it all, where it's like, oh, he's helping somebody who doesn't really part of the Mandalorian
And
creed.
the mask doesn't really matter to him.
Yeah.
He just puts it on to save his people. Blah blah blah. But it's
Exactly.
there a lot more
It's
than a
there.
lot of the other elements are in the
That's
show.
true. And there's some good scenes, some mundane scenes in episode 9 where him and Cobb on their way to the Krayt Dragon are just sign language with the Tuskens, with the other Tuskens, like they're on a campfire. There's some short scenes in that episode that are strong. Even episode 2, the Peyton Reed episode where they're like stuck in the ice cave, I didn't really love, but it was fine.
Fun
And episode
feature.
episode 3 with Bryce Dallas Howard where they're on like the village,
Frog Lady.
the Frog Lady, and then episode 4 with
Eating
the
the baby.
whole the Bo-Katan episode where he meets Bo-Katan. Those first 4 episodes are pretty solid. It's when we get to episode 5 where we see Ahsoka. Episode 6 was, I think, Boba Fett. Episode 7 we get the Rick Famuyiwa, and then episode 8 we get the finale. So there's just a lot of in that tail end. I was on this very podcast in the tail end of season 2. Where I'm just like, I didn't really love the Ahsoka episode, especially when it felt so backdoor pilot-y.
I was on the high of it. It was my birthday. And
Happy birthday, Nathan.
but also it was I had fun, like just visually. I think it was wonderful.
I mean, right. I mean, it's doing an ode to all the Japanese and old samurai stuff, and it's very on the nose with that. Yeah, it was cool.
But it's just like,
where's Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Jalen was right next to me when Ahsoka said that. I was like, oh, come on. I was visibly upset. Like, where's Grand Admiral Thrawn? Credits. I'm like, are you serious? A character we don't even see in the season and just like teased here. And it's just like,
casual viewers probably don't even know who the fuck that is.
It felt so disconnected to everything happening in the episode itself and in the season itself. I'm just like, I don't care what. Anyways, it was bad. But all that to say about Mando Season 2,
damn, Bob.
I'm excited for Mando Season 3, and it's interesting that we're talking about all this in terms of like the writing of Mando, the direction of Mando, because looking ahead at 2023, unlike 2022, where we've had Obi-Wan, Deborah Chow, Boba Fett, what's his name? Rob Rodriguez, Andor, Gilroy, Tales of the Jedi, all Filoni. Like, we had a lot of different artists do their thing on Star Wars television this year. 2023, though, it's going to be very Filoni and Favreau headed because we're getting Mando Season 3, of course, Favreau and Filoni's baby. We're getting Skeleton Crew, Favreau and Filoni world. And we're getting Ahsoka, Favreau, and definitely Filoni. Mostly Filoni. That's 3 live-action shows, the only live-action shows for 2023, all by Filoni and Favreau. So all the things that we've just talked about for Mando Season 2,
be curious to see
might
how that
be seen again in all these 3 different shows. I think they're going to have the same style as like something similar to Book of Boba Fett, which I think was written by Favreau, right? Didn't Favreau write Book of Boba Fett?
I can't remember.
Mostly?
I think so.
I think Favreau wrote it, and then
Rodriguez
directed some of it, all of it. I don't know.
All of it.
So I think that's what we're in for. Which, if it is, I don't know, Bob. I'm very curious to see what we get for 2023 television, live action wise.
We're so hung up on this season that didn't happen this year.
And I know we're talking about season 2 because it related to what happened in Mando in Book of Boba Fett.
In Book of Boba Fett,
and again for 2023, looking ahead, this being our last episode of the year and all, I'm very nervous and very curious about Skeleton Crew, which I'm not really excited for, and Ahsoka, which I'm also not really excited for. Like, I'm excited for Ahsoka in the sense that like, oh, it's cool to see Sabine, it's cool to see certain Rebels influences in the show. I love that kind of influence.
See where those characters are.
See where the characters are and go. I'm always going to be excited to see more Sabine and Ezra. But, you know, and I'm over being upset about the whole Rebels continuation being in live action. I'm over that kind of because I'm just like, it's never going to happen. This is what Favreau or this is what Filoni wants. And
we'll just see what happens.
I'll see what happens. I have an open mind about Ahsoka, but I'm just like not thrilled to be watching Ahsoka as I was for Andor, even in the lead up to it. So I'm very curious to see how these shows are going to run.
I got to sort of wrap things up soon, but let's do, what was your favorite piece of Star Wars media? It can be literally anything in 2022. And then what are you most looking forward to in 2023 if you had to pick one thing?
What all was this year?
I'm a cheat. I'm doing more.
So we had Book of Boba Fett. We'll count Book of Boba Fett. We had
Andor,
Obi-Wan, and
Tales.
and then Evan could pick High Republic stuff.
I was just about to say that. Because I'm intrigued, because I think Andor was a big spotlight, and I'm so happy that it ended up being as good as it was. Because we were building up to it, and even my brother was like, "Are you excited for Andor?" I'm like, "Jalen, just you wait.
Just you wait, yeah.
Good." And I'm so happy it ended up being just incredible. And even Obi-Wan Kenobi had a lot of fun with it, especially the Anakin Obi-Wan penultimate episode, I think, was my favorite episode of the series. For Obi-Wan.
I do still really like the finale.
And the finale is strong as well. Overall, though, 2022, I think, for me, the High Republic has been my bright spot for the last 2 years. I think it was my favorite part of 2021 where it started, and 2022 was the end of Wave 3 of Phase 1. Wave 3 of Phase 1.
That was in like what, February, March?
Yeah,
right.
We got the Fallen Star,
the
end of Cavan's comic run, the end of Daniel Jose Orders.
Out of the Shadows, or what was the other book? I can't remember.
Out of the Shadows was 2021, I think.
There was some other book.
But Midnight Horizon came out this
Horizon,
year.
sorry. Yes.
That's probably the best book I've read this year, best Star Wars book I've read this year. And High Republic Phase 1 was just so good, especially Charles Soule's The Eye of Markian Rose, those two issues.
2 issues, yep.
Really strong stuff there. And then just the end of this year, we got our first wave. I finished High Republic Convergence just a couple of days ago. And I had a blast with it. I think it's a book that got better and better as it went on. But I think High Republic for me has just been an incredibly creative, powerful, fascinating initiative that just continues to be my favorite thing in Star Wars.
I'm so excited to dive into the first 2 books with Path of Deceit and I think I'm getting Convergence for Christmas, so I'm definitely gonna read
Path of Deceit, Convergence. I'll say this: Axel Greylark is a fantastic character, and in Path of Deceit, I loved meeting Marta Rowe. But yeah, some great Phase 2 characters, and Phase 2 is off to a great start. I cannot wait. It's funny. I finished Convergence. I'm like, I can't wait to see what's next. Battle of Jeddah comes out January 3rd. One day before Bad Batch comes out.
Nathan's like, Jeddah? I'm in.
Which
why?
Having read the first 3 books of this wave for High Republic, Phase 2, Battle of Jeddah is seemingly going to be where all things converge. It's going to be very exciting. But yeah, High Republic for me was great. Andor is fantastic. Specifically, I want to shout out Andor episode 10. And I think that was like some of the best Star Wars I've seen in the past couple of years.
Is that One Way Out?
One Way Out, the Luthen monologue.
Yeah.
It was just, it's just sick. That monologue, I'm just like, I stood up in awe of just that writing. It was just beautiful.
Ghosts.
Star Wars this year has just been a very great year. Lego Star Wars was this year.
Was it?
I'm still on fucking Attack of the Clones.
Oh no!
That's what we should stream that just so we can have accountability.
Please, that'd be really fun.
How does Lego Star Wars not have online co-op? That
I don't know.
Criminal.
I don't know.
An online Star Wars game in 2022.
To me, that game, like,
terrible.
We waited so long, and then like
it came and went.
And I was really disappointed about it. I'm like, it seemed like the hype died after 1 week, and I'm like, oh damn! Like, no,
I pushed through to get that platinum.
You're crazy. I can't do that
because I had to do something. I got through a lot of YouTube videos during that run.
To like find all the things.
But no, just to like I watched a lot
in
of
the
YouTube,
background.
Just in the background, exactly. And it's funny because Lego Star Wars has some DLC coming up with costumes. I'm like, stop with the costumes. Give me missions. Give me something to do in the game. I don't care if I look like the Bad Batch. Like, I want to have some missions, some activities, some new game plus in Lego Star Wars, some missions to do. But that's without the point. In the end, though, I think 2022 was a great year for Star Wars, especially the High Republic and Andor. What about you, Nathan?
Sucks. No.
Awful year.
I'm probably going to cheat, but I'm going to say my favorite thing of Star Wars this year was Celebration.
Ha!
All at once, bitch.
That's not a cheat. That was great. I forgot to mention that too. We had so much fun there.
Wonderful. But if I did choose like one specific thing, I mean, just filmmaking quality and/or, but for personal love, Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
Just God, the emotions of seeing Ewan and Hayden perform and just get so raw in the finale.
It doesn't get talked about. Like Ewan was probably the best he's ever been in a Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Yeah.
Like
he was
his
fantastic.
acting was just phenomenal. Same thing as the Leia actress. I forget her name now, but she was fantastic in the show.
Yeah, and again, like we attended the world premiere, the first 2 episodes at Celebration. In the audience, Hayden with us watching somehow.
Yeah, God.
What an experience that we got into that. Thank you, Sean. That was amazing.
Wild.
Wild. I mean, I can't.
I'm not thanking Sean. I got my own fucking wristband.
Okay.
I did my own dirty work.
Celebration was so cool. Seeing you guys again, going to LA. That was just an awesome experience. Yeah. That was amazing.
IHOP. Not Denny's because they undercooked my fucking sausage.
Ew, overpriced bitch ass Denny's.
Our first meal, Evan. I'm so sorry.
Awful.
I should have went straight to the IHOP.
We should have, yeah.
Not the steakhouse.
Denny's was close.
Yeah, fuck the steakhouse.
We saw Top Gun together.
Oh yeah,
Maverick
that's
and
not
IMAX.
Star Wars, but
yeah.
Star Wars.
Rebuy the tickets.
Poor Edgar.
Oh no.
That was wild night. Yeah.
I messaged Bridget like, "Hey, we can't reach him."
Oh no.
Yeah, that
trailers are playing as
he was on like the Disney ride. His phone's on 1% or something. I'm like, this is so funny.
Oh man.
We're like,
I opened my phone after the movie. He's like, "Hey, Carson."
We finally get. We're like, go. The trailer's still running. Oh, thank God. Oh, fuck, I gotta pee before this. Fuck.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not leaving for Maverick.
Magic, man, magic.
Oh, it was on the best IMAX screen I've seen to date. Holy.
Oh my God, the
that
IMAX
fire!
You look beautiful.
That was so color. I never seen colors of that saturation.
The sound. The sound was so good.
It was so good. Just all the adventures. Me not stealth at all, trying to sneak into a panel, and a lady getting so angry.
I'll never forget you just be like, just like going like no mode, like trying to.
Oh my God! But the line wasn't capped.
We got lied to. We left the line. We shouldn't have left the line.
Fucking Jar Jar Hat got in. Who came after us?
They lied to us. They lied to us.
That was for Mando, right? We want the Mando overflow.
Mando and there was another panel that it was like 2 days in a row that we fell for the
that was the day I started tweeting fake news to
be
spiteful, and it caught fire, and I was like, I should delete
that was so funny. And we were in line for that smoothie and coffee.
And then my stomach got destroyed after the smoothie.
Yeah, you got bad karma.
I was like, oh, karma. So also, me and Carson both missed half a day.
Yeah,
Carson was out. Yeah,
he missed the light and magic panel, which was honestly fun.
By the way, I watched the first episode of Light and Magic. Phenomenal.
We've all only seen the first episode. Light and Magic was this year. Fuck. I need to go back in.
Also, Tales of the Jedi as a show was awesome, but seeing that panel Celebration is probably my favorite panel. Just seeing Filoni just like talk the process and all that kind of stuff was very cool.
Yeah, I loved getting more Dooku this year. That was awesome. My favorite thing is definitely Andor or the High Republic. I don't know specifically. Fallen Star rocked.
Fallen Star Claudia was just like bye.
Yeah. Probably the most memorable book that I read in that universe this year. Because I'm still got to catch up on.
That was the hardest I've cried reading the book this year too. I was bawling at the end of Fallen Star.
So that was emotional, and Andor was emotional, and also just doing this podcast, of course. Shout out doing our Hyperspace hype. That's got to be a highlight. Getting to episode 80.
Hey. Nathan? Can you look up what episode we started the year with?
Probably like 60 only. I bet.
Look at Boba Fett episode 1. Probably was our first thing.
Give me one.
Yeah.
But yeah, good. Oh, and then the thing I'm most looking forward to in 2023.
Oh, most looking forward to.
What is next year? Other than the game?
Skeleton. I mean,
Mando. Crew, Ahsoka, Mando.
Can I say Bad Batch? I can say Bad Batch. I'll say Bad Batch.
I'll say Jedi Survivor, Bad Batch. Also, we're getting Visions again next year. Vision Season 2.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I'm very curious to see.
That's my top 3. Vision Season 2, Bad Batch, and probably Survivor, and then High Republic.
Yeah, obviously, if we get High Republic Phase 3 next, I'm pretty sure Phase 3 is confirmed to be next year.
Like next winter, next fall.
Next fall, where we get back to our main characters. That's gonna be glorious. But also like Visions, we're moving outside of anime, or we're getting some anime, but also getting like European, South African, South American animation. That's very cool. I'm very curious to see what that looks like.
So we started the year on January 7th, 2022 with the Book of Boba Fett Chapter 2 on episode 60.
60. I was right.
Wow.
Only 20 this year. Slacking, boys.
We did only 20 episodes
out of 52 weeks of the year.
How?
Because we don't.
I mean, that's half the weeks basically.
We covered all of Kenobi.
That's every other week.
All of Book of it's every other week.
That's averaging every other week.
This all doesn't count when we like occasionally double up episodes because
right.
And there was like that gap between Andor and Kenobi where it's like there's not really much to talk about. So
we didn't stream at Celebration. Not that we could anyway. The Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it was
hotel.
Shite.
Oh no.
Yeah. There was like that gap between Boba Fett and Kenobi, like a couple months. So it was like, yeah. Very interesting. But yeah, like Carson said, every other week, which is nice. Maybe we can aim for more than 20 episodes.
We just hit 100, please.
Let's hit 100 next year, baby. Episode
we
100.
Gotta plan something. What do we do?
We're all going to Carson's house.
Woohoo!
All right. Kelly's like, absolutely not. We sleep outside. It's cold.
Oh man, good times.
You're closer than I, Ohio.
Kansas in the winter, baby.
All right, let's wrap it up. I'm going to watch White Lotus.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
Who killed who?
Kill! I should watch the show.
It's good.
It's good.
I'm gonna cover White Lotus on My Cup of Tea.
Oh, I'd love to do that. It's a fun show. It's definitely a fun show to just talk shit about.
It's just so awkward.
It's just so awkward. So many like little theories that you can have. So much.
Was this Euphoria?
It's a mess. It's a mess. It's so messy.
I muted White Lotus because I gotta watch the last week's
episode.
episode.
Last episode is no exception.
Nice. Well, on that note, Evan, where can they find you?
Find me on Twitter at HarrisEV9. I tweeted out my reaction and then like my full review about Convergence a couple of days ago. You can just search up Convergence under my name. Really liked the book. It got better and better. And the sense of romance in that book was just, it was so well written. Thank you, Zordaiva Kadrova. Really good. But yeah, Harris EV9, talking all things anime, Star Wars in general. Closing out the year strong. I just saw Pinocchio this weekend. Fantastic movie. What else did I see this weekend? I saw Pinocchio and something else. I can't remember now. Oh, Devotion. I saw Devotion yesterday. The Jonathan Majors Airplane movie was really good as well. Oh, yeah. Very good stuff there.
Carson, where can they find you?
You guys can find me catching up on 2022 movies. I watched Decision to Leave yesterday and Pinocchio. 2 peak movies of the year. Both broke my top 10. Decision to Leave is just insane on every level of filmmaking. I just don't know how they do it over there.
That final scene, Carson. Oh my god.
Oh my god. And just the scene in the snow, by the way, on the mountain. Just so
I fell in love with you when you left my
if Hollywood could have like 1/8 of that horniness that this movie has, like it would just be great. Like there's so much sexual tension, so much just juiciness happening. The hands, the handcuffs with the
it was so cool.
The Raylos really would love this movie. Anywho, yeah, and I got to catch up on anime and then just grinding through one more week of work and school and stuff. So
same, one more week.
But yeah, catch us Tuesday.
Yeah,
watching Avatar to prepare for Way of Water.
Yeah. Avatar, man.
4 days, oh my god.
First time seeing Avatar. What?
It's real. Okay, sorry, I'm just.
People have seen it.
I know. It's just, I can't believe it's here.
You're a boy on Christmas.
It's gonna be my first time seeing Avatar in full, every scene since 2009.
Good.
That's gonna be exciting.
That is good. Poor man missed the re-release.
Yeah, so tragic.
It is.
Well, you can find me off the grid, bitch. I'm moving.
No, you should have just not told anybody and then changed your backdrop.
Change it back.
Change it back.
Got the purple and blue back, baby. We're in it. Bisexual lighting's here. No, but if you would like, please follow me at Time Blazer, where once I get home, I'm going cranking up the studio mode, baby. You're getting the trailer at some point. I've made so many new non-human characters. It's a problem right now. It's a problem, but it's gonna be cool. It's a problem though.
More furries?
How many of them have fur?
Oh
I don't think any of them do.
wow.
Aliens?
No, surprisingly. It's like the one thing
Mutants?
I'm like that may be too far. It's the one thing. But no, there's a lot of really entering the mythicality of the world. Introduction, just baby steps, man. Spin-off open backdoor pilot?
No.
Maybe.
Don't do it.
I can do it if I want. You guys don't understand. It can be 100 years ago. It's my world, bitch.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, think of it like the 1920s, baby. 1920s sorcerer show. Let's go. I'm literally toying with that. But yeah, if you enjoy this, make sure you look at subscribing already. Follow my Time Blazer cast on this panel here. They're wonderful. I owe them the world. We haven't recorded anything. They've given me nothing. But when they do.
In principle for talking. Is that what this is? I don't know terms. But yeah, catch you guys next time. May the force be with you always. See you on Pandora.